I've got a question for you. What is the worst thing that could happen if the world got to know the real you? Your flaws, your unfiltered thoughts, your quirks, and all of that. What's the worst thing? What do you fear will happen if the world got to meet the real you? Do you fear rejection? Do you fear judgment? Do you fear abandonment? What is it? What is it that keeps you wearing mask in this world and not allowing the people around you or even the society to see you for who you are? I'm going to be diving deep into this topic today, sharing insights and also tools that you can tap into to actually let your authentic self expression shine through. And in this world where there is so much going on, so many people putting out their material in the world, I think it's really important that we still remember who we are. Because what I'm seeing is that there is so much pressure to try and be something that you're not. And a lot of people are hiding who they are, their true selves, just so that they can fit into society or whatever society deems to be acceptable. And there's a danger to that. And I'm going to be sharing more on that in this video. So, hi, my name is Eva. I am an intuitive healer. I work with the modality of soul alignment and quantum flow, and it is all about helping you awaken your authentic self, connecting you to who you really are. Because I believe such tools are so important, especially with the amount of information that's out there. If you allow yourself to just diving into all these paths that every single person is always promising, this is it, this is the solution, the danger in that is that you end up losing yourself and losing sight of who you are, what you're here to do, your purpose, and all of that. And it's so important that regardless of what you're tapping into, never lose that connection with self, that connection to the inner guidance, your divine guidance. That is actually the reason why you're here. You're here to grow and evolve. And that can only happen when you're in tune with the highest aspect of you, not based on what the world thinks you should do, but based on what your unique journey is all about. This is what quantum flow and soul alignment can actually do for you. I'm going to be sharing more on that at the end of this video. So let's dive into today's topic. I feel like every single day there's always a video I'm seeing somewhere on YouTube or Instagram, whatever, or someone exposing a certain influencer. And most of these influencers, I'm not going to be naming names on this video because I'm not all about shame or judgment. But the thing that really amazes me is that these people have spent years creating content, amassing a huge number of followers, creating products and all of that and selling their products and having a modicum of success. But then they get to a point where I want to say they hit the ceiling for themselves. And then now the cracks start being seen by their followers. And people start asking themselves, like, is this person being real? Is there something to it? Someone goes and investigates, and then the truth is revealed. The person was being fake. This person was lying all along. The person didn't achieve the results that they've been claiming to their followers that they achieved for a very long time in this way. They did it in another way, a whole sneaky way. And yet they've been making a lot of money selling to people products or solutions that don't actually work, that they don't even use. And just like that, the entire world comes crumbling down. I mean, how many stories have you had of that happening in the world? And it just amazes me the level of energy people put in faking it to the world. I don't know if it's for views, if it's for like, it's for money, whatever it is. But the amount of energy someone puts in into living a fake life, whatever superficial reward that they're gonna get. And then after all that work you've put in, just one crack, one person just starts asking the right questions and hits the right spot, and the whole curated story, all of that just comes crumbling, crashing all down. And it's happened over and over again. And yet you find that you never run out of this people faking it out in the world. Then it's like one drops, there are like 1,000 more. coming out of that. They don't care. As long as I get to that bag, as long as I get that influence, as long as I get famous, I'm willing to do anything. The question is, at what cost? I always say that the kind of choices you make in your life are highly based on your values. So if for you, you value money or to be seen or to be famous as the most important value and everything else be damned, it means you're willing to do anything for that. And that's okay. Those are your values. You have your reasons behind that. But the question is losing yourself, losing your true self. Because what you hear with most of these people is that, yes, you've attained the fame that you wanted. Yes, you have the kind of money that you wanted. Yes, you have all this influence, these followers, and all of that. And then just one thing, one comment, one story just blows your life out and all of that. And then all of these things that you amassed for all those years, they just disappear. So my question to you is that really worth it to build such a fake life that is actually temporary because it can only be sustainable for not for a long time. Not as much as someone who's actually put in the work to get the level of success that they're at. They've gone through the pitfalls, the down moments, the successful moments, and all like they've actually gone through the journey and the process of getting to where they are right now. They've earned that in a sense. And not just even physically, even vibrationally. Because remember that everything is not about the physical experience of it, because everything you manifest in your life, it only starts from an energetic point of view. So they've done the work, the energy work, the physical work to actually embody the frequency that allows them to have the kind of success. And such people, bringing them down, even when they lose everything, they come back up just as fast. Maybe not just as fast, but they'll rebound bigger and stronger than they even were the first time round. Why? Because they went through all that entire process to help them embody the version of themselves that is actually able to hold this level of success. But if you're faking it and that happens, your entire world is blown to smithereens or whatever, getting back up again because you didn't do the work the first time round, it's not going to be easy. In fact, most people, they go down and they stay down because they took shortcuts to get to that level. And again, these people that you're faking it for, how fast do they disappear? Because yes, the world will love you when you're giving them what they want. You're showing them this beautiful lifestyle that you're living. But then they discover this untruth about you. Boom. They start unfollowing you, start slandering or whatever, talking bad about you and all of that. They will turn on you just as fast as how much they liked you. So are these the people that you truly want to be your most inauthentic self with? Do you really feel safe having your entire life held in such fragile conditions? Because it's literally this fake inauthentic life, it's not sustainable. It really isn't. I had a video, I was listening to a video on YouTube by this guy called Dan Mattel, and I found it to be so beautiful. He was sharing an experience of some of the experiences he's had in his life, from his younger age until where he is to have the level of success he now has. And he was saying that for a very long time, he hesitated to actually share his real story with the world because he didn't want to face judgment for the mistakes he'd made and all of that. But the day he got the courage to go and share his story in a room filled with, I can't remember what the backstory was, but I think it was he was speaking to kids or something like that. But anyway, it was a speaking engagement. And right after he shared his story, so many people are coming to him and telling him, thank you for sharing your story. I needed to hear that. I'm going through the same challenge, and you gave me my way out. By you sharing your story, by you being authentically you, showing us your flaws, showing us your mistakes. You gave me a reason, maybe to fight on, to be resilient, to find a solution out of what I was going through. And he actually got a lot of that feedback. And it started making me think that the reason why I get attracted to or I gravitate towards certain um, teachers, speakers, podcasters, whatever you may call them, it's because of their authentic self-expression. I don't do fake. I might view you for entertainment, but I'm not gonna be a lifelong or whatever follower. I might just view you for a moment and the next moment I forget. The ones who really stick with me, the ones whose teachings I actually sit down to try and integrate, they're the ones who tell me the realness of their journey. Not this flashy, whatever lifestyle that we see them as right now. And not because I'm celebrating their pain or anything, but they show me their realness, their humanness. Like, yes, it wasn't always perfect. There were so many moments I went broke, I went this and this and this and this, but I got myself out of it. And this is how I did it, and this is where I am right now. You resonate with such stories so much because it helps you see that whatever kind of life you have right now, anything is actually possible for you. Because if they did it, what's stopping you from doing it? And they're giving you the solutions, they're giving you the answers of what got them out so that you don't have to go through the pitfalls and make the same mistakes that they did. And I cannot tell you how valuable this information is. There are so many things that they share that I apply in my own life, and I'm like, I wish I knew this earlier. This is the reason I actually do this channel. It's to it's to actually have a blueprint of my entire journey, or part of it anyway. So that when I'm looking back or someone is asking me questions, how did you do this? I'll tell them, please look back at where I started with zero lighting, zero camera, zero speaker, all of that. Like, look at all the mistakes I made. I wasn't a great speaker, I wasn't anything, and all of that. I want to have a blueprint of my origin story so that someone like me in future who's watching me later on will not see me at whatever point in my life, maybe with the success that I envision for myself, will not see me there and think that, oh my Lord, this is way out of my reach, because I'll be able to tell them, go and look at my page. Go and look at everything that I've done for all those years and where I started from. So if I can do it, what's stopping you from doing it? This is why I do this channel, that plus sharing wisdom, sharing my insights, because I do love to teach and all of that. But that backstory, that authenticness, that authenticity is something that I feel the world needs a lot of. There is no reason for you to live a life where you're copy pasting what someone else is doing because you're not created for that. The one thing one of my teachers actually said that really struck me was that in this entire universe, there's absolutely no other version of you that exists in the universe, not just in whatever country you live in the freaking universe. There's only one you. The creator took their time to create just one unique expression of you. And yet you want to actually spit on that and go and try and be someone else. Then who's going to be playing you in this reality? We need you to be you. We need your story. We need you to live your life the way you were designed to live. And again, the only way to do that, I find, is that through connection with that divine guidance, so that it's not society, your parents, your siblings, your friends, and all of that guiding your journey, by your higher self, your connection to that other, the higher aspect of it that's guiding you on what you came here to do, because it's not going to look like any other else's journey. So, yes, again, and I always say this on my channel, it might bear similarities, but trust me, it's not the same. It's really not. We don't see the same world the same way. We don't have the same backstory based on the many lifetimes we've lived and all of that, whether you believe in that or not. We're not the same. Even if on the physical side it might look like it, but who you are is very unique to you. So stop trying to be like someone else. just so that the world can like you. The same way they like you right now is the very same way they're going to be hating on you once they discover that you've been lying and all of that. Why waste your time trying to be something that you're not? A beautiful perspective I'd want you to start tapping into if you want to awaken that authentic self expression. If everything that I've shared has not made you stop and think, why am I doing this for other people? Is this all that energy you spent building something that's not real that could go in an instant when someone somewhere decides to just dig in just a little bit, investigate you just a little bit, and all of that is just gone in an instant. Why not use that energy to actually create something that's real for you? Yes, it's gonna take hard work. 1,000%. I will never tell you like this journey is so easy, you're gonna get everything you want instantly. Because I think the other reason why maybe some people gravitate towards faking it is because it's easy sometimes. It's the easy way to get the fame, the success, the money that they desire. That's the easy road, or so it appears. Because again, the amount of energy you have to spend to fake that kind of living, it's a lot. So yes, it might look easy when you're probably getting the money faster than anyone else who's actually choosing to go down the trenches and, do all the hard work. Might look easy, but in the long run, you're actually going to be working way more hard than this other person. Because what will happen is that it will be short-term rewards, but it's going to be a long and a lifetime of pain for you. And for this other person, it's the rewards are going to take some time to actually be there. They're going to be so much more long lasting compared to what you have when you're being inauthentic. So it's upon you to make your choice. If you're just looking at the now and you're not thinking about your future self and where you're going to be 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, then by all means, go do that if it makes sense to you. But please know it's a very, very, very fragile state of being that can be destroyed in an instant. So why spend all that energy building something that's so fake? Why not use that energy to build something that's real that no one can ever take away from you? And again, yes, maybe you won't get the likes, maybe you won't get this kind of fame immediately. But you know what? The kind of people that you'll actually call in your tribe, they're gonna be the real ones. They're not gonna be there for the fakeness and to be entertaining. All they're gonna be here for the real you. Yes, they might call you out for your mistakes once in a while and all of that. But they're not the ones who are just going to be here and just turn their backs on you when you make a mistake. Because guess what? You showed them, I'm still human at the end of it all. I make mistakes, but I learn and I grow in all of this because you've taken them. I'm not saying share your story with the entire world and all of that, because again, you also have to practice discernment with who you're sharing your story with, for sure. But when you're showing your realness, your humanness, and not allowing people to put you on a freaking pedestal, like I make no mistake, like my life is so perfect and all of that, even when you make mistakes and you will make a ton of them, it's not going to be as hard on you as a person who's been faking it and lying to people, lacking integrity and all of that. It's not going to be as hard on you as it is going to be for that person. And the real ones, the real people you actually want to be in your life, that you want to dedicate your service or your energy or your lifestyle to, if that's something you're into, they're never actually going to leave. Unless maybe, they're tapping into other things. But they will stick around because you dare to be human for them and show them that, yes, maybe I went through this challenge. This is what I learned. Like they're learning something from you. It's a service. The other beautiful thing I found about being authentic is that it's actually healing for so many people. Like I've shared so many of the people that I listen to, it's because they dare to show me their humanness. I'm not saying that they talk about their struggles 24/7 and all of that, but when they share their stories, One thing that I love actually is when they tell you that, hey, don't look at everything that I have right now and think that it was easy for me to get there. Because a lot of people forget that. I had to put in the work to get to where I am right now. I love those kind of stories. I don't know why. I just find them inspiring because they show me what's actually possible. It doesn't matter where you're starting from, you can still get to that vision you have for yourself, regardless of how your outside reality or external reality looks like right now. I think that will be my share for today. So let me know with you what happens when you drop the mask that you have with the world. Oh, and something else. I also find that the worst thing we actually do for ourselves is the mask we actually even put on with ourselves when we're unwilling to accept or see certain truths about ourselves because we're terrified of facing our humanness. You don't want to look at your relationships and get raw and real with the kind of people you have around you that you know are not good for you. Because you know, when you start confronting that and you start holding people accountable and you start setting boundaries, it's going to be painful, it's going to be hurtful, and you'd rather just avoid that. So let me put on a mask. Let me lie to myself that everything is happy, everything is, safe and all of that, even when it's not. You don't want to look at your finances, you go and spend like crazy, retail therapy or whatever. You don't want to look at your finances. No, 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 that's too painful until you actually become broke, like super broke, and not able to afford anything because you're unwilling to actually face the reality of, I can afford this lifestyle going forward. Same thing with your health. Maybe you're not taking your health seriously. Maybe you're not actually sitting down and saying that, hey, when I used to take like a 30-minute walk, I could just knock that off very easily, like a couple of years back. But right now, even walking for a bit of 5 minutes, it's too much for me. But because I don't want to face what that means for me or what I need to do to improve on that, I'm just going to lie to myself. I'm going to pretend this doesn't exist. Those are the kind of masks that you might be having for yourself. And it's dangerous because where it's gonna make you end up, it's gonna be super, super painful. This is where the dark night of the soul happens because you're ignoring all the warning signs, right? So, what mask do you have with your own self? Start getting raw and real. That's the solution I'm gonna offer you right now. Be raw and real with yourself. This is where I'm at, health wise. This is where I'm at with the relationships I have. This is where I'm at financially. This is it. Stop pretending to be something that you're not. And once you get to that, the raw and realness of who you are right now, it makes it easier for you to now start creating that kind of life that you've been pretending to other people that you have. It makes it easier for you to start working towards that because you can't know what your vision is if you don't know what your now is, if you don't know what your starting point is. So maybe I weigh this much right now and I want to lose 20 pounds. That's where I'm headed to. But you won't know that if you don't even know what you weigh right now, right? You gotta have a starting point, and this is where the raw and real comes in. This is actually one of the tasks that I take my clients through when they start working with me. So we actually look at every section of your life and we analyze. No hiding, no mask, no judgment, no nothing. Just being raw and real with yourself. This is where I'm at. And it's a beautiful thing to see. Because once you start putting in the work and you're checking in every month, every 3 months, whatever works for you, and you're looking back, you're like, oh, look how much I've covered. Yes, maybe I haven't gotten to the 20 pounds, but I lost 5 pounds. It's amazing. And that's going to keep on happening again and again and again. Maybe when I started out, I didn't have the best kind of relationships around me, but maybe I went out and I put myself out there and I was so intentional with the kind of people I wanted to call in. And now look at me, I made my first real friend, an amazing person. I will never have met them had I actually not taken a look around and seen the kind of relationships I have right now aren't working for me. That only happens when you get raw and real. So that is the solution I have for you. Be real with yourself. Be ready to also honor the consequences of whatever choices you make going forward. Of course, if you've been living an inauthentic life with yourself and the people around you, of course, when you start taking choices, making decisions, now from a space of authenticness, it's going to trigger a couple of people around you, especially the people who are so used to your fake personality. They're not going to like it. Some of them, anyway, or most of them, who knows? They're going to leave. And that will be the sacrifice you will have to make for that long term reward I was talking about. So, again, it depends with you. Do you just want these short term rewards and feeling good at the moment? Or do you want that long term reward that you can actually hold on to, that's actually going to be tangible and not going to crumble at the first, crack or whatever? So, be prepared also that for your authentic self expression, it might mean that you might have to sacrifice the lifestyle that you're living right now. Maybe face a little bit of judgment and rejection by the people who actually don't even support the best version of you. Be ready to lose those people. We will call them the fake people who are in your life because of the fakeness. Take responsibility. I brought them in because I was being fake, and that's good. It's okay. They like what they like. Once you start showing them the real you and they don't like you, that's okay too. Let them go, let them be, let them find whoever is aligned to them. And then now you start drawing in your true soul tribe. People who will just like you and love you just for being yourself. Not because of what you do, what you say, and all of that, just for being you. People who just like you just as you. Those are the kind of people that I hope you're aspiring to have in your life. So the third thing is that, and this is now where the modalities are normally used, one of which is actually called quantum flow, which is all about releasing the memory of whatever triggers are behind you wanting to live this fake lifestyle. Because a lot of it is based on certain belief systems that maybe or maybe not might belong to you, maybe based on your caregivers, on your child, your parents, or whoever was taking care of you when you were a child. Could even be your teachers when you were a child, or even the society in general that showed you that the only way to happiness is to live this kind of lifestyle and all of that. So you built a belief system that made you desire that lifestyle or whatever it is and attach to it as your sense of worth. Why is that? Because they made you believe that without that, then you don't matter. And that's the belief system that's actually running you, showing up inauthentically in the world. So with quantum flow, we're actually getting to the root cause of this. The belief system, the memories, all of that, the wounds, those patterns that are still stored within your body, and we break them down one by one. It's not a one-time solution. Remember, you've curated this inauthentic self-expression for a very long time. Anyone who preaches that healing is just instant, I'll always say, look at that person with caution, because healing is actually, I'll say, sometimes it's a lifelong journey, because there's always something or something you're just working to release in order to grow and evolve and become the better version of you. So it could take a lifetime. It's not a one-time thing where someone just does their magic on you and then boom, now you're whole and new and released. It takes work. You're gonna have to put in the work. And that sometimes can be a lifelong journey. So again, quantum flow is one of the methods that I use to release the memory, those limiting beliefs, those patterns that sometimes you're conscious of, sometimes you're unconscious of within your body, so that now you're no longer triggered to be this fake personality, but you're showing up in the world as a real you. And the second modality I work with is called soul relevant. And I love this modality so much because you see, growing up, there was so much pressure that some of it was internal, some of it was external, for me to try and be like the people around me. So there was always this feeling of wrongness of because I'm not showing up in this way, it must mean that there's something wrong with me. And with soul alignment, I actually got to discover how my spirit, my soul, was actually designed to create in this world that a lot of people don't even know. So who you are right now, maybe even the career or the choices you made in your life, a lot of them is actually heavily influenced by the people around us, by what society expects of us, by what our parents and the people who are most important expect from us. But it's not the real you. So this is why so many people are stressed, unhappy, and all of that in careers that don't even make them happy. And yes, you do have to pay bills and all of that, but there's always this sense of unfulfillment. There's something more, there's something deeper, there's something above myself. You know, there's something that question is what soul alignment helped me answer and help me build this beautiful love and acceptance of self. Because once I knew, oh, so the reason why I was showing up like this, the reason why I still show up like this, is because this is who I was designed to be. I wasn't designed to be like that other person that I was pressuring myself to be like. I wasn't designed to be them. I was designed to be me. Soul alignment connects you to that part of you, your soul level gifts. Who are you designed to be? Who you really are, your soul level characteristics, and all of that. And then the next thing is that there are so many choices that have created negative karmic patterns within your life. These choices heavily influence the kind of people and the kind of experiences that you're attracting in your life right now. If you find yourself stuck in just certain loops where you're constantly attracting the same situations, the same kind of people over and over and over again, and you just don't know why on earth can't I break out of this pattern, chances are it's based on what is recorded within your soul blueprint. And it's all alignment you're actually gonna get to the root cause of what's creating the kind of circumstances that you have in your life right now. Because nothing ever happens by chance, coincidence, whatever you want to call it. There's a reason why you've had the people you had in your life, the experiences you've had in your life. And it's so relevant we get to the root cause of that. And so much more. If you want to know more about these modalities, this is what I offer in my 6 weeks program with me, where we're going to be diving deep into who you are with soul alignment and then using the quantum flow technique, using breathwork sound and movement to help you release this memory, these things, these blockages within your body that are preventing you from showing up as your authentic self. If you're curious about this, I'm going to invite you to book a discovery call with me. I'm going to leave the link to that in the description box down below. And I hope I'm going to see you on the other side. For now, I'm going to send you so much love. And let me know in the comments, what mask are you willing to start dropping? Starting today. Share in the comments. Let us hold you accountable to that. And see what happens or what manifests in your life when you dare to just be the real you. And I'm looking forward to celebrating you. Love and blessings, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.